Okay, how would you sum up the season so far for Kilmarnock and yourself?
So probably there's so many positives, but it's a little bit frustrating because at the end of the day, you know, we've fallen short in a few games for obvious reasons. And for myself, I'd say, you know what, I'm actually in a good place. I'm enjoying it. You know, it's obvious that I've not scored as many goals as I'd like to have scored, but I'm playing well. So personally, I feel like I'm in a good place.
Are you coming close to the goals? Are you getting chances, or are you just not getting chances? Or how's it?
Every game's different. So some games I'm getting a couple of chances, and then some games I'm not. But I'm always in the right areas. I'm always doing the right things. And as I've always said, if there's games where I'm not necessarily scoring or getting chances, but the team wins, I'm just as happy as if I score. But yeah, no, they will come. I could be sure.
How do you deal with that when it's a kind of dry spell for you? Have you got a way of coping with that?
Yes, I would say if you're not scoring and not playing well, it's difficult. But if you're not scoring but playing well, then you just got to just keep going. You know you're doing the right things. You know you're going to score. I believe in my ability. I believe in the boys around me. They'll get me chances. So it will come. I'm not worried about that.
As you said about the obvious reasons for the team, I mean, I guess you're talking about the red cards that have, peppered the whole season. Can you put your finger on why that's happened this season?
Honestly, can't put my finger on it. It's not like the boys are chucking one in and just they don't care. It's just, I don't know. Like, even there was another red on Saturday where VAR rescinded it. I don't know. When I'm in the games, we're feeling comfortable. Things are going so well, and then it changes every game. The boys know that they're in the wrong for doing, for getting the reds. A lot of them have been 2 yellows, which is sore to take. Not that you'd rather a bad tackle or something like a heat at the moment. When it's two yellows, it's even more frustrating. But at least you're only missing for a game. So honestly, I can't tell you what's going on with all the red cards, but something needs to change.
Is that a topic in the dressing room?
Yeah, the gaffer's been on the boys. There's fines implemented now. There's repercussions. So boys need to look after themselves.
You've obviously kind of got a physical side to your game. Is it something that as the captain you've had a chat to some of the boys about and said, when it is that the 2 yellows situation, they've almost got to be that little bit more street smart, a little bit more sort of cautious in that approach? Is that something you've done?
We've brought into training that silly fouls now. You're not allowed to do silly fouls. You get fined if you do silly fouls. Maybe we kind of let that go a little bit too long. Because I always want the fouls, I've always been one to complain about it. But I think we've implemented that now, and I think that's for the best, because now boys know that if you're not getting away with stuff in training, you're not going to get away with it in the game. I don't think it's like a laziness thing or a cheating thing. It's just sometimes some refs give, some refs don't. Is it yellow? Is it not? There's ones with Donners on the weekend kicking the ball away. There's 5 games where the ball gets kicked away. It's not a yellow card. It's one of them. But when you're kind of playing on that edge, it can go either way, and we need to take these decisions out of the referee's hands and keep them with us. So something that the boys now need to just be aware of, for sure.
Equally, how difficult is it though, that fine line of you wanting to keep that sort of aggression in the game, you wanting to keep that physicality in the game, and then you obviously don't want to feel like the refs are kind of watching over the shoulder of Kilmarnock because it's Kilmarnock because of the 5 reds.
Yeah. That is really the big issue, is that we can't let up on how we play and being relentless and getting stuck in and being aggressive. That's who we are. That's our identity in this league, and we're proud of it. But there's some, I don't know if they're all reds. I don't think some of them are yellows. I think I get, and it's not me moaning, because I did an interview the other week and I said, we got to get on with it. But the amount of times in a game things happen to me and players don't get booked, and then it happens the other way around. Perfect example was on the weekend when the lad does Davy Watson, nothing, or a yellow card, but then as soon as Joe does a tackle, he wants to give him a red straight away, and arguably the first tackle was worse. So we need to be aware of that maybe the refs are against us as well. We are Kilmarnock, so we just have to get on with it and play smarter. That's just it. We've got to play smarter.
Do you think that reputation that maybe has served Kilmarnock well, not as a dirty team, but as a physical team, as an aggressive team, a front foot team, is now potentially swinging the other way?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I wouldn't like to think so. I wouldn't like to make any excuses and think the refs are out to get us or the league's out to get us. I wouldn't like to think that at all. But we are definitely a physical team. You know, St Mirren's a very physical team as well. There are a few physical teams in the league, so you know Ross County are as well. To be fair, so I think we need to be smarter. I think we look at ourselves first, be smart first and foremost, and try and take these opportunities for yellows, especially out of the refs' hands.
You say you wouldn't like to think the refs are against you. Do you think the refs are against you?
No, I don't. I don't. You know, there's a game where I felt like someone should have been sent off against me, and I told the ref that will haunt you, and then lo and behold, it's all over social media the following week. I don't think he's against me. I think he's a brilliant ref. I really do. You know, we had him on the weekend. I thought he made a mistake with Joe's red, but I generally think he's a really good ref. So no, I don't think they are against us. I feel like the way our games are, where they are physical, there's a lot of tackles. You know, it's hard to always get everything right in the heat of the moment. So no, I don't.
That's enough ref talk, guys. That's enough ref talk. Just move on, please.
Can I just ask the level of fines for the silly fouls in training?
Oh, that's just personal stuff. It's different for different things.
Looking ahead to Hearts, what's been said about that? Obviously, you know, I think it was 2 minutes on the bounce, then obviously the weekend there. How important is it that momentum comes back and that, you know, you kind of turn the corner with the two, you do it again? Yeah,
look, the thing, Joe, I said this even before we picked up our first win at Dundee, that, you know, we were playing really well. The St Mirren game, we was drawing. The Dundee home game, it's just putting, you know, 90 minutes together. You know, I felt like we'd got another win on the weekend. We were comfortable. We went through all the stats. We were very, very comfortable in the game. And it's just keep doing what we're doing. We're playing well. You know, we wasn't amazing on the weekend, but we played the game. We played the conditions and the type of game it was. So it was just an ugly game. It'll be a different game tomorrow. You know, Hearts like to keep the ball and play football, so we need to bring the energy back, high press and try and get after them. But we're not. There's no crisis. Nothing. I know the league doesn't look great. It was looking great before the weekend, but. We know we're right there. We will win games. We just need to try and, as I say, keep the discipline and be smart.